a chance on the ace, the king, or the jack. But beware of the cards in the middle of the pack on Card Shark. And here's the host of Card Shark, Jim Perry.
Thank you very much. I thank you and welcome to Card Shark. You're very kind. Thank you. And well, here's a lady who obviously knows how the game is played. We thank Jenny Engel of Chico, California for that opening poem. Now let's get to the cards. Janice and Bettina, if you will, start loading in the cards. We have a game in progress with these Card Sharks. Terry Skaggs. Hello, Terry. Welcome, our champion. Won't you again remind us about yourself?
Okay, well, I'm a full-time student at Cal State Fullerton. My major study is child development. I plan on to go do my master's work. I teach preschool part-time, and I'm engaged to be married soon.
Isn't that nice? And you've won one match and $4,200 in cash. Challenger, Skip Adams. Hi, Skip. A vision in green.
Yes.
Tell us about yourself.
Well, my name is Skip Adams, and I was born and raised in Wethersfield, Connecticut, on the East Coast. Went to Williams College in Williamstown, Massachusetts, and am now in Pasadena working for a mortgage company, appraising real estate and having fun watching Card Sharks.
Good. That's nice. Hope you're enjoying playing Card Sharks.
Thank you very much.
Good luck to both of you.
All right.
Well, the cards have been shuffled. The players cut the cards. Terry, the champion, plays the upper cards, the red cards. She has a 9 uncovered as her base card. And Skip, the challenger, plays the lower cards, the blue deck. He has a queen uncovered. And we're in the middle of the first game of the best 2 out of 3 match. As we left off, the question goes to you, Skip. And Skip, we asked 100 marriage counselors, have you and your wife had a fight in the past week? How many marriage counselors said they've had a fight within the past week?
Well, not too experienced on the marriage front at all. However, I would say that marriage counselors are no different than normal men and women. I would say, certainly they argue every now and then. I would say about 65.
65 have had a fight within the past week. Marriage counselors.
Okay, I'm going to say that that's higher because I feel that it's perfectly normal to argue, and I think everybody argues within the course of a week. So I'm going to say it's
well, if it's higher, Terry, you'll get to play your cards first. If not, it'll be Skip. And the actual number of marriage counselors who've had a fight with their wife in the past week is 52. Not higher, Skip. Nonetheless, more than half. Skip, we left off with a queen as your base card.
Okay, I'd like to keep the queen and go lower, please.
Lower than a queen. Yes, Jack.
All right. Okay. We'll go once more and lower, please.
Lower than a jack. No, an ace. It's not lower. You lose both cards back to the base card. That gives Terry a free chance to play off the 9 and call this one.
Okay, I'm going to say the next card's going to be lower.
Lower than a 9. Yes, a 2.
Okay, the next card's going to be higher.
Higher than a 2. An ace.
All right, the next card's going to be lower.
Lower than an ace. A 3.
It's going to be higher.
For the first game of the match, higher. She did it with 4 cards. Wow. Skip opened the door, and Terry just went rushing through to get game 1, and $100 in game 2 will be coming up right after this commercial break. And we are back as the champion as game 1 and $100. Janice is dealing out same 2 decks of cards. These are the next cards off the top of the deck. Starting game 2 with a question to you, Terry. Terry, we asked 100 married women who are members of the Catholic Church. Have you ever taken birth control pills? How many married Catholic women have taken the birth control pill?
Well, I think there's been a lot of changes in the Catholic Church within the last 10 years, and I think a lot more women are practicing birth control. I'm going to say that's going to be about 60.
60 out of 100 say they've taken the birth control
I say
pill.
that's probably a good guess, but I'm gonna say it'll be a little bit higher. I think things have become a little bit more liberalized. We're gonna go higher.
The actual number of married Catholic women who have taken the birth control pill is 49, not higher, Terry. And Terry starts this game with a jack.
Okay, I'll keep that card. Say the next one's going to be lower.
Lower than a jack. It is a 10.
Okay, the next card's going to be lower.
Lower than a 10, a 3.
The next card's going to be higher.
Risking it again, higher than a 3, a jack.
Okay, the next card's going to be lower.
She's going to try to go all the way again. Lower. No. Losing all 4 cards back to the base card. And the challenger is still in it. Skip gets a free chance to play at 8.
With an 8, it figures. Okay, well, let's go higher.
Higher than an 8. A 9.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, what to do? I'm going to freeze right there.
You're going to freeze it.
I will freeze.
We move over to the freeze bar, and now we can't take those cards away. Janice fills in the spaces for Terry with the next cards off the top of her deck. And Skip. Now, we asked 100 boys in Rhode Island who are seniors in high school. On your report card, have you ever changed an F into a B in order to fool your parents?
Well, I'm sure
How many
I've never
admitted
done
they
that.
have?
Of course, I've never done that. However, I would say that a few have. Let's say 25 have changed an F to an A.
25. What do you think, Terry?
Okay, I'm going to say I think that number's going to be lower because I think if you were changing an F, you'd change it to an A. That would be what I would change it to. So yeah, it'd be
Lower.
easy just to draw
How can
the
you change
line
an F
down.
into an A?
An F, and then you just draw the line down, and it would just be like an A.
Well, see, you learn something new every day.
That's how I do it. I never did. Don't
The
get me
actual
wrong.
number of senior high school boys who've changed the grade on the report card is 6. Very much lower. Terry, not too many. You're taking a chance when you do that. Terry, you've got a jack.
I'm going to say that next card's going to be lower.
Lower than a jack. An 8.
Okay, all right. I think I'm going to freeze on the 8.
You freeze it. And we have a tie now with each player needing 3 cards. Terry, we found 100 women executives. These women are all vice presidents of corporations. And we asked them, have you ever cried in front of your boss? How many women executives admitted they have?
Gosh, I think that's going to be a pretty low number because basically you have to be strong to get into the upper echelon of business. And I'm going to say that's going to be about 20.
20 have cried in front of their boss, women executives.
Well, I would say women executives are really no different than male executives, and I know I've never cried in front of my boss. Maybe pouted a little bit. I would say it's going to be lower.
Even lower than
It's going to be lower.
The actual number of women executives who've cried in front of their boss is 40, not lower. Wow.
Okay.
Terry, we left off with an 8.
I'd really like to change that card.
You won the question. You have the right to change the base card to a queen. Good
Okay,
change.
all right. The next card's going to be lower.
Lower than a queen. A 9.
I think I'm going to freeze.
You freeze it. You don't want to take a chance and give Skip a crack at the cards. Where it's sudden death now, someone must win with the next play of the card, so control is very important. Skip, we asked 100 fathers of 18-year-old boys. 18-year-old boys. Is your son stronger than you are? How many fathers said their son is stronger?
Well, I would say that quite a few, even though I'm not quite stronger than my dad. Let's say that about 40 18-year-olds are stronger.
40
than their
fathers said their 18-year-old son is stronger than they are.
Well, I think I'm going to go with that a little bit higher because I think your average 18-year-old's in good shape and they might be quite a bit stronger than their fathers.
Well, the actual number of fathers of 18-year-old boys whose son is stronger than they are is 54. Terry, you're right. It is higher. Now then, Terry, it is sudden death. You've got a 9. You need 2 cards. Skip also has a 9. He needs 3 cards. You've got control. Play it or pass it.
I'm going to pass it.
You're going to pass it. Skip, if you could turn all 3 of these cards over, you've won the game and tied the match. But if you make one mistake, Terry wins it, and she goes on to the money cards.
Okay.
With a 9, call this.
Lower.
Lower than a 9. Yes, a 4.
Higher.
Higher than a 4. A 7. Big call now.
Higher.
Higher to tie up the match. Yes, he tied it up. We've got a tie. Each player with 1 game and $100 as Skip calls 3 good ones. We'll set up now with a tiebreaker with just 3 cards up there, 3 questions here, and this will decide who gets a crack at the big money. Terry, we asked 100 married women, does your husband have any photos of you that are so embarrassing you'd like to tear them up? How many women said their husband does have photos like that?
Yeah, that's a really hard question. I think most women are pretty vain when it comes to photography, and like their husbands might think it's a great picture, but they'd say, "Oh, that's a bad one." So I'm going to say it's going to be pretty high. I'm going to say it's going to be about 60.
60.
Yeah.
Say that. Yeah, they'd like to rip one up.
Every photograph my dad has taken of my mom has been awful, so it's got to be higher than that.
Even higher.
Absolutely, yes.
The actual number of married women whose husband has embarrassing photos of them is 30, not higher. Terry. Oh-ho. Terry gets her first look at the cards, and she has a 7.
Okay, I'd like to change that card.
Changing the 7 to a 6. A little better.
Okay, I'll say the next card's going to be higher.
Higher than a 6.
All
An
right,
ace.
okay, the next card's going going to be lower.
For the win, lower than an ace. Yes! Terry wins it in the tiebreaker. And Skip, you played very well. You've got $100 and some nice parting gifts. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. Great.
Skip Adams. Terry, come on down here. Way to go.
I can't believe it. I just can't believe it.
You're doing well. Terry goes for the big money with the money cards right after this commercial break. Congratulations. That's nice. Will you do as well or better this time? Back with our champion, Terry Skaggs. Again, a fine win. Are you ready?
I sure am.
Then let's get to the money cards. Come on, Terry. Step up there. Here we go. Money cards all shuffled and cut. And we'll start dealing them out as we give you $200 of new money on the bottom line of these 3 cards. When you move up to the second level, we'll give you another $200 of betting money and 3 more cards. Remember your minimum bet's of $50 till you get to the top card, the big bet, and there you must risk at least half the money. Good luck. Here's $200. In the game, as in the game, of course, you can start with a choice of base cards. You can change your base card on each of the levels if you need to. With $200, Terry, you're starting with a jack.
All right, I'll keep that jack, and I'll bet everything the next card's going to be lower.
Whole thing on a jack.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow, big bet. I hope you're right. $200 lower than a jack. No, it's a queen. That hurts a lot because you lose the rest of that line. But up goes the queen. You're still in it as we move it up and give you the other $200 of betting money. 4 cards to go. You can still build it up, Terry.
Okay, I'm going to bet it all that the next card's going to be lower.
Somehow I thought you were going to bet it all there,
might
Terry.
as well. What the heck?
$200 lower than a queen. Yes, the 3.
Okay. All right, I'm going to bet it all again. The next card's going to be higher.
Risking $400 higher than a 3. It is a 10 for $800.
I'm going to bet $100 the next card's going to be lower.
$100 that this is lower than a 10. Oh, an 8.
Oh,
but with $700, a great card moves up for the big bet.
I'm going to bet everything the next card's going to be lower.
Trying to double it for $1,400, which would be a great comeback after busting on the bottom level. For the win. Yes! $1,400. Good comeback, Terry. Way to go. Oh, you scared me with that big bet on the jack, though.
I just did it.
Well, with your previous winnings, the $200 in the game, Terry's up to $5,800 in cold cash. And we'll be right back with a new challenger right after this. Good comeback, though. Good comeback. Okay, Terry, Janice is dealing out 2 brand new decks of cards. Here comes a new challenger on Card Sharks. Judy Campbell. Hello, Judy. Welcome.
How do you do? Thank you.
Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Would you tell us about yourself?
Well, my name is Judy Campbell. I am from Newport Beach, but I'm originally from a little town outside of Cleveland, Ohio. I've been married 1 year, and I have a 19-year-old son, Kenny.
Boy, he came quick, didn't he,
Yes,
Judy?
yes, that's what they say.
From before, I would
Right,
assume.
right.
Okay, nice to have you here with us,
Thank
Judy.
you.
And
Nice
good
to be
luck.
here.
Have you
Sure.
cut your cards?
Yes, I have.
Hello to you, too, there. Judy, you got some friends out here?
I didn't know I had.
Then Judy plays the lower cards, the blue deck. Terry, the upper cards, the red deck. And we'll start with a question to the champion. Terry, we asked 100 psychiatrists. Generally speaking, would housewives be happier if they had a job outside the home? How many psychiatrists said housewives would be happier with a job outside the home?
Well, being into a lot of psychology, I would personally feel that it would be a pretty high number. I think that can enhance your life to have something other than your just home activities. So I'm going to say that's going to be pretty high. I'm going to say that's going to be about 65, I think.
65, psychiatrists say, generally, they'd be happier with an outside job.
I've been a working woman all my life, and I think I would be happier at home right now. But if the women are at home now, I think they would be much happier if they were working. I think it's going to be a little bit higher than that.
You say higher.
Higher.
The actual number of psychiatrists who said housewives would be happier if they had a job is 59, not higher. Terry. But more than half felt that they would be happier. Terry starts with a 3.
Okay, I'm going to keep that card. The next one's going to be higher.
Higher than a 3. An
Okay,
ace.
the next one's going to be lower.
Lower than an ace, a 6.
Okay, I'm going to freeze on that 6.
Freezing it, needing 2 cards for the win. Judy gets her first question. Judy, we asked 100 bachelors. Which would upset you more, if someone stole your car or if someone stole your girl? How many bachelors said they'd be more upset if someone stole their car?
Well, I've seen quite a few beautiful cars out here, and if you asked a California boy that, I think he'd be more upset if they stole his car. You want to know how many?
How many would be more upset if this car were stolen?
Oh, I'm going to go halfway. I'm going to say about 50.
50 would be very unhappy if car rather than their girlfriend.
That's a hard question, because I really think that it's pretty devastating to lose someone, you know, that means a lot to you. You can always get another car. I'm going to say it's going to be higher.
What is how many would be more upset if they stole their car?
Oh, I'm sorry, lower then.
Lower. You say.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The actual number of bachelors who would be more upset if someone stole their car is 54, not lower. Judy. I guess they love the car a little more.
Right.
Judy starts with an 8.
Oh, I don't like that card. Change it.
You can change it. You won the question. A 9.
9.
Well, it's a little better.
Well, I'm going to say lower. Lower than a 9.
Another 9, not lower. And that's a free chance for Terry to play off a 6 and call this.
Go with it higher.
Higher than a 6. Yes, a jack.
Oh, okay. I think I'll go with the next one lower.
You're going to try it for the first game of the
Sure
match.
am.
Lower. No, it is not. And you lose both cards back to that base card of the 6. Terry, we asked 100 people who live in California. If a group of well-known scientists predicted that California would be hit by a major earthquake in 1980, would you continue to live in California anyway? How many Californians said they would stay in California despite the earthquake predictions?
Okay, I'm going to say that's going to be really high because I know all of us Californians, we live out here and we have faults all over the place. They're opening up all the time. So I'm going to say that it's going to be
That's
real
a
high.
wonderful thought, Terry.
Yeah, well, we do, though. It's true. I'm going to say that's going to be about 75.
75 would stay in spite of a major earthquake prediction.
Well, let me tell you, if they told me, I'd be the first one to pack and move because I'm afraid of the earthquakes. I think it's going to be lower than that.
You say lower?
Yes.
You'd believe them, huh, Judy?
They'd move.
The actual number of Californians who would stay in California despite the earthquake predictions is 74 by 1. Judy gets it. Wow, Terry, you were so close. Judy, you've got a 9.
I'm change that 9, please.
Changing the 9, trying to improve it. A 7. Again, not too good a card to start with.
That's all right. We'll take the 7. We're going to go higher.
Higher than a 7. Yes,
Oh,
a king.
next card. Next card's lower.
Lower than a king. A queen.
That's all right. Lower than a queen.
Lower than a queen. A 6.
Freeze.
You'll
I'm gonna
freeze. Judy needs 1 card. Terry needs 2 cards. Sudden death. Someone has to win with this play. Judy, we found 100 teenage boys who have a steady girlfriend. And we asked them, do you secretly wish you were dating other girls? How many teenage boys who were going steady said yes?
Well, I have a teenage son, and he's got himself a real steady gal right now. I don't think he'd secretly want to date anyone else right now. I think that's going to be
How many do you
rather
think
low.
would?
Maybe about 25.
25 would like to be dating someone else.
Okay, I'm going to say that's higher because I feel teenage boys, sometimes when they get tied down, they look at everybody else and say they're having a lot of fun. So I'm going to go with that.
Let's find out. The actual
Higher.
number of teenage boys who wish they were dating other girls is 21, not higher. Judy. Again, these good players are very close. Judy, you've got a 6.
I'll change that card.
Oh, it's sudden death. I beg your pardon. Thank you, Judy. Let me explain the options. You have a 6. You need 1. Terry also has a 6. She needs 2. You can play it or pass it.
And there's just the 1 game, so
Pardon me, Judy?
This is our first game. I'm going to pass it.
You're going to pass it. You're going to
Yes,
force
I'm
Terry to
gonna
play
let
it.
her have
He needs 2 cards. Get them both. You win, Terry. 1 mistake and Judy wins. You've got a 6. Call this.
Going to have to say it's going to be higher.
Higher than a 6? No, a 2, and it's sudden death. Judy wins game number 1. So it's game 1 to the challenger with $100. And we'll be right back right after this commercial break. Well, we don't have time to start game number 2 in this match. We're off and running. You're both very good players. Both of you, when you answered the numbers, were very, very close. That makes a very exciting match. Puts a pressure on the other person there. Terry, have you been behind before? This is your 3rd match?
Yeah, once, I think last game I was behind,
You had to
1
come
game.
had to come from behind. Well,
Yeah.
maybe
'cause we went in the
maybe she can
tiebreaker.
do it again. We'll find out, Judy. You're doing very well with $100. Good players. I hope you'll come back and join us with these nice players when once again we'll be playing Card Sharks. Until next time, have yourself a very good day. Bye-bye for now.
One of our polling groups will receive Morse Electrophonics Disco 22, a stereo music center with a multicolor light organ that responds to the beat of the music in a 32-inch slimline contemporary design furnished by Morse Electrophonic. And some of our contestants will receive long-lasting DuPont Lucite paint, custom blended in a rainbow of more than 1,000 colors for inside and outside your home. Top sealing Lucite goes on easy, looks great. And a set of mugs, a Nescafe regular and Nescafe decaffeinated instant coffee. If Nescafe can please the whole wide world, we can sure please you. And be everything you can be with Mary Kay Cosmetics. Skincare and glamour cosmetics presented to you in your home by trained beauty consultants Mary Kay Cosmetics, Dallas, Texas. And a pen set and pledge, the furniture polish that picks up fingerprints and smudges and gives your furniture clean, natural beauty every time you dust. This is Gene Wood speaking for Card Sharks. A Mark Goodson-Bill Todman production.